Be me. 32 years old and have been chronically single for years. Have a great career in marketing and make really good money. Own my apartment in a nice area and have everything together. Been on over 50 first dates in the past 2 years alone. Nothing ever works out with any of the guys I meet. My friends all say that men are intimidated by successful women. We all sit around and agree that modern dating is broken. Decide to finally see a therapist to talk about my dating life. Book an appointment with a male therapist who works downtown near me. Walk into his office ready to vent about all the terrible men. Spend a full 20 minutes just listing everything I want in someone. 6 feet tall, minimum, and financially stable is obviously a requirement. Emotionally intelligent and politically aligned with all of my values and beliefs. Ambitious with a good career, and someone who texts like an actual adult. He listens quietly the entire time and takes almost no notes at all. Finally, he leans forward in his chair and asks me one question. What do you actually offer to the men that you are pursuing? I immediately start listing all of my accomplishments and my entire career. He gently interrupts me and says those are just achievements and accolades. What does dating you actually feel like for the men who approach you? What do you bring to the table emotionally in a relationship with someone? I give him some vague answer about being loyal and supportive when needed. He asks me if I actually meet the same standards I set. My face gets hot and I immediately start getting really defensive about it. Say that men are visual creatures and women care about different things entirely. He calmly asks me how I actually behave on my first dates. When was the last time I made a man feel desired instead of evaluated? What is my body language actually like when men try to approach me? How many men have I screened out before even meeting them in person? I answer every single question but wrap everything in feminist theory language. He just listens and doesn't argue with anything I say at all. Gives me homework to observe women who successfully attract the men they want. Not what they say they do, but what they actually do in reality. Pay attention to their warmth and openness and curiosity and playfulness. I leave his office feeling weird and not validated like I expected. Part of me wants to never come back to see him again. Part of me knows he touched on something true that I cannot unknow. Few days later, my friends and I fly to Cabo for vacation. Resort is all-inclusive, and we are ready to meet quality men, check in, and immediately start our usual routine at the main pool, rating every guy who walks by and commenting on other women loudly, discussing our high standards loud enough that everyone nearby can definitely hear. The vibe is immediately us against everyone else like always. Notice the bartender. Jorge is super friendly with most of the guests, remembering drink orders and joking around and making everyone smile and laugh. With most tables he is warm and asks where they are from. With our table he is polite and efficient and brings drinks then leaves. I don't think much of it at the time, honestly. Next day at the pool, I notice a woman sitting alone reading. She is heavier than me and wearing a simple one-piece swimsuit. No makeup at all, and hair just in a basic messy bun. Over the course of 4 hours, 2 different attractive guys approach her. She is not doing anything special at all, just reading and relaxing. When guys talk to her, she puts down her book and smiles, asks them questions and laughs, and seems genuinely interested in talking. Not even flirty necessarily, just warm and present in the moment. Meanwhile, our group of 4 is in tight cluster on our loungers, sunglasses on, and only talking to each other about our problems. Loudly discussing situationships and complaining about men who ghosted us, rating every single man who walks past us on the pool deck. I suddenly feel the energy we are putting out into the space, like a wall that says, do not even try to approach us. That night at the resort club, a tall, attractive guy approaches me. Opens with something casual about the music the DJ is playing. I immediately go into full interview mode with my questions ready. What do you do for work, and how tall are you exactly? Mention that I make good money, so I'm not impressed easily. When he mentions playing basketball, I bring up toxic masculinity in sports. He answers everything patiently and tries to ask me questions back. I give short answers and keep pivoting back to screening him harder. 10 minutes in, he politely excuses himself and walks away from me. My friends immediately swoop in and say he could not handle me. Say, I intimidated him, and he probably makes less money than I do. but I watched his face the entire time during our conversation. He was not intimidated at all. He was bored and turned off. I saw the exact moment he decided I was not worth the effort. Next day at the beach, the woman from the pool is in water, splashing around with one of the guys from yesterday and laughing. They look like they are in a commercial for vacation romance. She is not playing hard to get or testing him at all, just enjoying herself and having fun in the moment with him. At the beach bar, I watch another woman talking to a guy. She is probably 35 and not conventionally gorgeous at all, but she is leaning in and touching his arm when she laughs, asking questions about his stories and actually listening to his answers carefully. He looks increasingly captivated by her with every passing minute. She is doing everything naturally that I try to do strategically. That night, the table next to us has women our age there. But their energy is completely different from ours in every way. Laughing loudly and taking goofy photos and joking with the waiters. Two guys from across the restaurant come over to introduce themselves naturally. The interaction is easy and natural and fun for everyone involved. Our table is analyzing the menu prices and complaining about exes. One friend is on her phone texting her situationship the entire time. Jorge brings our drinks and is warm with the adjacent table, asks where they are from, and recommends a local spot to visit. With us, he just sets drinks down and asks anything else. Efficient smile, and then gone within seconds of arriving. Last day, I sit alone by the pool while friends are away. Really watch Jorge work with all the different guests around. He brings a towel to an older woman reading a paperback book, asks her about the book with genuine warmth in his voice. She lights up and they chat for 3 minutes about travel. The interaction is easy and human and comfortable for both. Then he turns to me and just asks another water miss. I say sure without even looking up from my phone screen. He brings it and sets it down and leaves immediately after. No warmth or chat, just basic service, like I am any guest. Realize I never asked him a single question in 4 days here. Never smiled at him or treated him like an actual person. Just staff who exists to serve me my drinks when I want. The woman next to me is tipping him extra for his service, writing something nice on her resort pad, probably complimenting him. I am the entitled guest he will complain about to coworkers later. With warm, friendly guests, he banters and remembers details and jokes. His whole face lights up when talking to people who are kind. With cold or entitled guests, he stays polite and professional and minimal. Realize which category I have been in my entire adult life. The homework from my therapist echoes in my head loudly. Observe how women who successfully attract men actually behave in reality. The woman from the pool walks by in a sundress now. Meeting the guy from yesterday for dinner, looking radiant and happy. She waves at me in a genuinely friendly way and smiles. Asks how my trip is going and seems to actually care. I manage to say good and ask about hers politely. She says amazing and that this place is pure magic. Watch her walk away feeling something shift inside me slowly. She is not hotter than me or more successful or younger, but she is getting exactly what I want from men. And for the first time, I understand exactly why that is. Fly home and have my next therapy session the following week. Walk into his office with my defenses up before even sitting down. Want to talk about the homework and say, it proved my point? No quality men approach me or my friends on the trip. We are educated, successful women, and we got completely ignored. While women who frankly have less going on got all the attention. Therapist asks me what I did to actually be approachable there. I say we were at the pool and at clubs and looked good. He asks how I behaved when a man did actually approach me. I describe it and frame it as me having standards he failed. Therapist says he wants to describe what that man experienced when approaching. Tells me to say if he is wrong about any of it. He says the guy walked up nervous but trying to be friendly. I immediately interrogated him about job and location and height requirements. Mentioned my salary unprompted to signal he needs to meet or exceed it. Brought up toxic masculinity and casual conversation about basketball, he mentioned. My body language was closed off and my tone was evaluative, not curious. The guy left politely because he felt like a job interview he never applied for. He was not intimidated by me. He was turned off by my energy. The room goes completely quiet and my face is burning hot. Say that he was not even there, so how could he know? He says he has had this exact conversation with hundreds of women before, asks what the women I saw succeeding were doing differently than me. I do not want to answer him, but finally admit the truth. They were friendlier and seemed happy to talk to men honestly. Not suspicious or defensive like I am with every single one. He asks what they looked like physically compared to me directly. My jaw tightens and I say some were heavier than me, so it is clearly not about looks or conventional attractiveness at all. Therapist leans forward and says, I present as hostile to men. My entire energy says try me and I will destroy you completely. I approach men like they are adversaries I need to defeat. I want masculine men who are providers and leaders and confident types. But I mock and test those exact traits when they show up. I want to be pursued, but I am a wall nobody can get through. And I have surrounded myself with women who tell me the problem is everyone else. I stand up and say, this is exactly the sexist bullshit I expected. He does not react at all, just watches me calmly from his chair. Says he is just telling me what men actually experience with me. I asked why they do not approach, and he is answering honestly. I can call it sexist, or I can sit with why this makes me angry. Storm out and slam the door, and call my friend Jessica immediately. Tell her he is a complete asshole and she says to report him. But I do not report him because something stops me from doing it. Something in me knows he is right, even though I hate it. Few days later, I am at my usual coffee shop with laptop. Not actually working, just still angry about the therapy session earlier. A woman walks in who is maybe 33 and heavier than me, wearing jeans and a sweater with a hair in ponytail and minimal makeup. Orders a latte and sits 2 tables away with a worn backpack. 10 minutes later, a tall, attractive guy walks in from the gym, gets his drink and scans the room looking for a place to sit. I watch him notice her, and something in me immediately roots against it. She is bigger than me and put in minimal effort with appearance. He is clearly out of her league in every possible way I can see. I expect him to walk past her and approach someone else, or maybe me. Instead, he walks straight to her table without any hesitation at all, asks if the seat is taken, and she looks up and smiles immediately. Warm and genuine smile, like she is happy. He is talking to her. He sits down and says he noticed her when he walked in. Thought he would regret not saying hi, so here he is being brave. She laughs, but not mocking him, just finding it endearing and sweet. They start talking, and I watch the entire thing unfold in front of me. My mind is narrating everything she is doing wrong by my standards. She is not mentioning her job at all, just listening to him talk. Asking follow-up questions like, she is actually interested in his answers. She laughs at a dad joke he makes with genuine laughter, not polite. I think to myself that she has no self-respect at all, clearly. She touches his arm lightly when she laughs at his stories. I think she seems desperate for male attention and validation. When he asks what she does, she says she works admin at a clinic. Says it like it is no big deal. Then pivots back to him. She's not even trying to impress him with accomplishments or achievements. He mentions he runs on weekends and she says she wants to start. Says she is terrible at it and laughs at herself openly. No scarcity mindset whatsoever, just comfortable being herself completely. 25 minutes in and he is completely captivated by her presence. Leaning forward and smiling constantly and ignoring his coffee getting cold. When he asks if she is free Sunday for breakfast, she does not hesitate, just says, yeah, I would love that with a genuine smile. No playing hard to get or making him work for it at all. They exchange numbers and he leaves reluctantly looking back at her. I catch my reflection in the coffee shop window after he leaves, arms crossed and scowling and alone with my laptop and cold coffee. Every single thing I have been taught is completely wrong apparently. Every single thing she did wrong by my standards actually worked perfectly. Go back to therapist for what I decide is my final session. Walk in different this time, much quieter and less defensive than before. He asks how I have been, and I pause for a long time. Finally say, I saw what he meant about everything he was saying. Tell him about the coffee shop and what I witnessed happen. No defensive framing this time around, just stating the facts clearly. She was not prettier than me and probably makes way less money, but she got exactly what I want and all she did was be nice. He asks how that felt to watch, and I say, like absolute shit. Admit that I do not know how to be that person at all. Say it is not who I am as a person fundamentally. He asks who I am then, and I say I am smart and accomplished. Say I do not giggle or act dumb for male attention ever. He asks if she seemed dumb to me, and I admit no, she did not. Asks if she was pretending, and I say no, she just seemed comfortable. Asks what is stopping me from being like that with men. My voice cracks and I say, if I soften, men will take advantage. Say I have seen it happen to my friends so many times. He interrupts gently and asks if my friends are in happy relationships. I freeze completely because I realize what he is pointing out clearly. One friend is divorced and bitter about men in general now. One is in perpetual situationships that never go anywhere real. One has been waiting for an engagement ring for 4 years now. I am taking advice from women who do not have what I want. That realization lands like a truck hitting me at full speed. More conversation, and I admit that I am genuinely scared of this. That being warm means being weak and easy to manipulate and hurt. That vulnerability means getting hurt badly like I was in the past. That my entire identity is built on being strong and independent always. And my friends validate that version of me constantly every single day. Therapist says feminism was supposed to give me choices, not remove them. Says I have turned it into a cage I am trapped inside of. Says I can have standards and still be pleasant to be around. Can be successful and still be feminine and warm with people. Can want partnership and also offer partnership in return equally. But right now, I am bringing a resume to a chemistry audition. I ask quietly if it is too late for me since I am 32. He says it is not about age at all. It is about willingness. I have to choose between the victim narrative or accepting accountability. Keep blaming everyone else and stay single, or try something completely different. I ask what if I try, and it does not work out anyway. He says then, at least I will know I actually tried something, but right now, I have not actually tried anything different ever. I have just been defending my approach instead of examining it honestly. Session ends, and I thank him quietly before leaving his office. That evening, I sit on my couch in my apartment alone, open up my Hinge profile, and look at what I wrote there. 6 feet plus only, and financially stable and emotionally intelligent required. Feminist. And if you cannot handle a strong woman, swipe left immediately. 47 unopened messages sitting there from perfectly decent guys. All of them ignored because they did not meet arbitrary standards. I look at the guys I did respond to historically, read through my messages, and they are all interrogative and challenging. My finger hovers over the edit profile button for a long time. I do not change anything yet because I am not ready, but I sit there in the quiet of my apartment with phone glowing, finally seeing what the therapist sees and what men actually see. What I have been doing to myself this entire time without realizing. The words echo in my head over and over again clearly. You are bringing a resume to a chemistry audition. Michelle, I set the phone down and stare at my bookshelf across the room. All those feminist theory books and that framed degree on the wall. The life I built that looks absolutely perfect from the outside, but leaves me completely alone on a Saturday night every single week. And what makes me even more angry about all of this is wondering why I should have to change myself for anyone. Why I should have to soften or be warmer or more approachable. Why men cannot just appreciate what I already bring to the table. But deep down, I know the answer. I just do not want to accept it. Nobody owes me anything just because I have a good career and standards. Chemistry is not a negotiation, and attraction does not care about resumes. And the women getting what I want are not doing anything wrong. They are just doing something I have refused to do for years. Be pleasant and warm and open and genuinely interested in men. Treat them like human beings instead of adversaries to defeat or impress. Show up to dates as a person, not a list of accomplishments. And maybe let someone in past the walls I built. I still have not changed my profile or responded to those messages. But for the first time in years, I am considering it seriously. Considering what it would feel like to just try being different. To stop defending and start examining what I actually want. Because what I want is not to be right anymore about men. What I want is to stop being alone every single weekend night. And maybe that therapist was right about all of it, after all. Maybe I have been the problem this entire time and just refuse to see it.